The first thing you notice is that you can't really breathe. Your entire head is sealed inside a leather mask shaped like a bird's beak, and that beak is crammed with dried roses, mint, and a fistful of crushed cloves, because the smartest doctors in Europe have concluded that the Black Death is spread by bad smells. They are wrong, catastrophically wrong. And over the next few months, that one misunderstanding is going to get a lot of people killed. One of them might be you. Welcome to 1348. You're a plague doctor, and you now hold the single most dangerous job in the entire city. Let's see how long you last. First, the bad news. You're probably not a real doctor. The actual physicians, the ones with university degrees, took one look at the plague and did the sensible thing. They left, fled to the countryside. So, the town council scraped together whoever was willing, handed them a contract and a stick, and called them plague doctors. The good news? You're paid extraordinary well, sometimes 4 times a normal physician's wage. The city needs you that badly. But the catch is in the contract. You may not leave the city. You may not treat ordinary patients, only the plague-stricken. And you are quarantined from everyone you know. You wanted job security. You got it. You're now legally bound to the most infected place on Earth. Let's talk about the costume, because honestly, it's the only part of this job anyone designed properly. A full-length coat, soaked in wax so nothing sticks to it, heavy gloves, boots, a wide-brimmed hat, and then the mask. That beak isn't for show, it's a filter. The theory of the day is miasma. That disease drifts through the air as a poisonous, foul-smelling fog. So you pack the beak with every sweet-smelling herb you can find, breathe through the perfume, and pray the bad air never reaches you. And here's the genuinely fascinating part. They were wrong about why it worked, but the sealed coat, the gloves, the full-face mask, that's accidental protective gear. By trying to block smells, they half stumbled into blocking flea bites and droplets. The right answer for completely the wrong reason. Unfortunately, completely the wrong reason is going to define your entire medical career. Your morning rounds begin. You walk the empty streets, cane in hand, and you use that cane for everything. Because the one rule you actually follow is this: never touch anyone with your hands. You knock on doors with it. You lift blankets with it. You examine patients from as far away as the room allows. And sometimes you use it to hold back the grieving. Because to these families, you are the last hope they have left. Inside, you find what you find in almost every house. The buboes. Swollen black lumps in the neck, the armpits, the groin, the symptom that gave the Black Death its name. The patient is burning with fever and coughing blood. Now you earn that enormous salary. What's your treatment? Option 1. Lance the buboes and drain them. Agonizing, dangerous, and it sprays infected fluid across the room, including onto you. Option 2. Bloodletting. The body's humors are clearly out of balance, so you open a vein and let some out. The patient is already dying. You simply help it along. Option 3, and this is real. You press a live frog or a freshly killed pigeon directly onto the swellings to draw the poison out. None of it works. None of it. But you write everything down carefully. Who fell ill? When? Who survived? Who didn't? Because the one genuinely useful thing you do is keep records. You aren't curing the plague. You're documenting it. Armed with a stick and a dead bird, you have accidentally become one of history's first epidemiologists. As the weeks grind on, the job changes. Fewer patients to treat, more bodies to count. You witness final hours. You sign off on deaths. And because no one else will go near them, sometimes you oversee the burials, the carts, the mass graves, the bell, and the whole time, you are alone. Remember the contract. Quarantined, your family can't come near you. Your friends cross the street when they see the beak. In a city full of the dying, the plague doctor is the loneliest person in it, feared by the healthy, helpless before the sick. Some doctors broke. They fled, shattered their contracts, and were thrown in jail for it. Others turned the access into a weapon, robbing the dying, extorting families for miracle cures that didn't exist. When you have unlimited access to the dead and nobody watching, not everyone stays honest. But let's say you're one of the decent ones. You keep showing up, you keep your distance, you keep your records. Which brings us to the only question that matters. Do you make it? Here's the brutal arithmetic. For all that accidental protection, plague doctors died in staggering numbers. By definition, you stand in the most infected rooms in the most infected city every single day for months. The waxed coat and the beak help, but a single torn glove, a single bubo lanced too close, one flea that finds the gap, and the disease you were hired to fight is now inside you. And there is no one to treat you, because you are the plague doctor. You are the last line. When you fall in the same lonely quarantine you enforced on everyone else. So, no, the odds were not kind. Many never finished their contracts. The job that paid 4 times a physician's wage paid it for a reason. It was, very often, a death sentence with a salary. It's easy to laugh at the plague doctors. The frogs, the perfume, the bird costume, the bloodletting. By modern standards, nearly everything they believed was wrong. But sit with this for a moment. They were ordinary people who walked into the deadliest pandemic in human history, on purpose, every single day, while everyone with sense ran the other way. They couldn't cure it. They knew they probably wouldn't survive it, and they showed up anyway, to comfort the dying, to count the dead, and to write it all down, so the people who came after might understand it a little better. They were wrong about almost everything, except the one thing that mattered most, that someone had to stay. If you made it this far, the next story is waiting right there. And trust me, it's even worse. See you in the past.